Hello everyone and welcome again to Alcalá Technology. Today we are not in Alcalá Technology facilities, but we are in the customs of the port of Barcelona. Actually today we're gonna pick a new car, new Alfa Spider, which we're gonna do an amazing work of full refurbished, the one that you really enjoy what we do. Here we have the tow car ready to go inside. We have the car already still in the container. We're gonna remove the car from the container, that you will see it in the following minutes. Enjoy it.
Es descarregaran amb un tipus com ara aquest, obrim les comportes al costat.
The expert do, so yeah, waiting to see what's inside, and yeah, look at that. Hostia. Let's see if it starts, or at least it was starting before. And I think so. Come on, baby. Well, here we are. As you could see, it's an Alfa Romeo Spider. The car is not starting right now, so we tried, but I think the battery is quite low, and so it arrived with a flat wheel and some rusty parts, but well, here we are for make the desire and dream of our customer reality. And yeah, one more and let's kick it hard.
¿Ves, Manel? Esto es lo que hablamos tú y yo cada día. Un cliente de la otra punta del mundo que quiere la ilusión de su vida. Tú le tienes que ofrecer más de lo que el cliente te pide.
Sí, sí.
Al coste suyo, pero nosotros le ofrecemos prácticamente el doble, simplemente por la confianza que nos da de decir, quiero este coche, que me lo hagáis vosotros.
Sí, sí.
Y quiero que me deis la ilusión de mi vida. Aquí está la diferencia.
Y nosotros es lo que vivimos, lo que sentimos, nos movemos mucho por sentimientos y al final es lo que hacemos. Del sueño de un cliente, nuestra pasión, y al revés. Es lo que hemos dicho más de una vez. Y ahora pues poder trabajar con tu padre juntamente, pues qué mejor que eso. See you in the garage. Hello everyone and welcome again to Alcalá Technology. Today we start new chapters, new car. It's an Alfa Romeo Duetto coming from United States. It's the young brother of the GT that we are doing. So the same customer wanted to bring us this Duetto to have the pair at home. It's from mid-60s, so it's quite old. And what we need to do is strip down all the paint, strip down all the car, do all the mechanics. The engine we're gonna do full, so I have there already all the pistons and everything, so it's gonna be a full overhaul. Now that I have your attention, thank you very much for following us. Give us a thumb up. As always, I'm asking for that. It really helps us to grow. And yeah, I want you enjoy and to see how is the status of this car and how we do the full disassembly. So in 3, 2, 1, inside video. Anem per treure el motor i caixa de canvis. Si el número 1 que em sembla que és aquest, que ja el tenim, el número i després la referència, tenim aquesta estanteria, si no per fer motor, caixa de canvis o la tenim de sols.
Pedal de gas, sensación normal, no va duro, va suave. Pedal de freno, tacto bueno, coge enseguida, fuego correcto. Pedal de embrague, recorrido correcto, a lo mejor un poco de ajuste al final.
Hey, if you have arrived until here, please give us a like and follow us. Bye!
una mica mal parit, jo hi aguanto aquí. A veure si no toco. No sé si...
Hey, remember to give us a like and subscribe. Bye.
That's what I'm at.
Yeah.
Nos dos,
Well, so here we are. You have seen how we have removed the engine, how we have removed the front suspension, and how we remove the rear suspension. Every single piece with its label in the color that we already organized, and then all the bolts of every piece in the zip bag. So yeah, we have removed this, and I wanted to tell you if it could be possible to have a like of well, of what we do, if you like the work that we do, and yeah, and follow us, because this helps us to grow the channel and to reach more people which is car passionate. So yeah, let's start with the interior, and yeah, 3, 2, 1, inside video.
Cuidado que esto...
Hey, if you have arrived here, please give us a like and follow us. Bye! So here we are, starting with the Duetto transformation. Why transformation? Because let me show you, we're going to change the two front panels, which they are completely destroyed. And now I'm going to show you how we cut, how we give the shape, how we weld, and all the process. So inside video.
Yo se cortaba al medio, ya dejaba un céntimo aquí para no perder la.
Cuando tú pongas el otro encima, luego va soldado encima, con puntos aquí.
Si quedan así torcidos no se podrá retirar.
No, esta operativa. Mira abajo
Ya, y por arriba. Bueno,
Sí, sí.
más que nada para que se limpie.
So have you ever made holes in a white paper, you know, the ones that you do to put it in a cheaper in your office? So here what we do, as you can see, we do exactly the same, but with the steel. Why? Because we're gonna weld this, so we are preparing very hard the surface, because what we're gonna do, let me show you here, one part of the floor is gonna be welded with the MIG machine. So here we need to put weld from here to the body. And in the other side, you're gonna see how we weld it with the welder spot machine that you will see in the incoming minutes. So after my speech, but at least I wanted you to see how we prepare the metal, the bolt, we put it in.
Ronda así, porque toca esa encima de la pata. Vale.
Hey, remember to give us a like and subscribe. Bye! Well, after all the work that we have been doing here, so as you could see in the previous video, that we remove all the sides, all the old floor, so cut it, and at the same time that we cut it, we were preparing the new floor. So as you can see, we clean the surfaces where we're gonna weld. Here we cut some of the sides, we bend it, we gave the same shape as the shape that we gave in here. And yeah, so now this is a little bit tricky to go into the place exactly where we fit it. So now we're gonna continue, fit everything on place, and let's continue to weld and finish that. So today we continue repairing the Alfa. I'm taking these two tools, and you maybe ask why you take these two tools. Well, because I'm gonna make a little bit of joke, because, well, you need to take it with joke when you start repairing an Alfa. All the customers think that their Alfa are perfect. So there is an artisan somewhere in the world that make it cheaper, for sure. Why? Because he makes this work of art. So you can see here, this is the steel, and this is all putty. So look how they gave the shape into this car. It's an absolutely, I must say, non-professionality of repair. Here, if we continue all the shapes of the car, so there's no steel. Look at that. Incredible. So, yeah, sometimes we buy a car, we think it's in perfect conditions because it's shiny, and the pictures are amazing, 2 meters long, and well, you know, first we need to take care and see the story of the car and how, well, the critical points, because this car had a crash here, even all the inside is not being repaired, so it was just pulled a little bit, and then, as you can see, putty everywhere to give the shapes. This is going to be a little bit harder to work, because now we need to, I don't want to change the part, I don't want to cut and put a new part, I want to maintain the original part, so we're going to go to the bare metal, and yeah, and then we will have a lot of hammering and shape giving into this beauty, because actually these shapes are super nice, are super thankful to when you work with that. And I'm sorry, because I'm passionate about that, and when you see something like that, well, my heart is broken. Yeah, let's continue, and you will see how we remove everything here. We will not remove all the complete car, because actually this car will go through a sandblasting procedure with sand and other special blasting stuff, which is not sand, and it's a house secret, so we don't damage the surface of actually the bonnet, sides, and everything. And yeah, I mean, let's continue and see how it goes.
Aquí tiene un golpe malo. Mira, mira, mira. Todo masilla. Mira, 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 mira. Mira, mira.
So here we are. As you can see, it's plenty of putty in the car. I give a little bit of heat, so this putty just goes out super quick without use the machines and burn our machines, because this is just insane. Look at that, how, you see, I just give a little bit of heat and then I continue. So it's super easy to remove all this super mega work that this guy did with this car. So we will continue as we have plenty of work. Yes, it arrived until here and then also here, so you can see this is just insane. Let's continue. So, well, hello again. As you could see, with all the fire we put to reduce the 3 centimeters of putty that we were having at some points, this car had a crash here in the front. They actually, with, well, the past stuff, they did whatever they did, but they were masters of shaping. So, after talking to our customer, we decide actually to make a brand new car. So follow me and look what we have reserved. This is going to be a massive project. Actually, at the beginning, yeah, the car was super good, shiny, the shapes were perfectly, and now see what we have. We have the full front, as you can see. This is the full front that we have on the car. The fender, well, the fender actually goes, which is also totally bended. The left and right fenders. This is the light place from the left side. We have the right side already here. And as you can see, here we had another crash where all this panel were going inside. We have also massive putty everywhere. So yeah, we're gonna cut in here, remove that, and here you can see we have also this panel and the rear fender. So it's gonna be here, and yeah, I know that you're gonna enjoy a lot the following chapters of how we start cutting, how we align everything, because as you can see, it will be all the car except the rear right fender. So we already changed the floor, that you will see all the procedure of how we did, but extremely with that chapters incoming, I will show and explain how we do, how we cut, how we weld, and all this stuff. So yeah, let's start the chapter and let's start doing this reparation. Thank you for staying. Thank you for giving us a like and to following us. It means a lot for us. And yeah, so keep enjoying our work. You have seen how we have been cutting all the side fender that we're gonna change. Why we change? Because you have seen that here it had a damage, the door was not fitting properly, all this was bended inside, fill it with putty, and yeah, so we decided at the point that we were changing all the front to change also this side to make the car proper again, safely and with the original shapes. So yeah, I hope you are enjoying, and I know that you will enjoy every second of this video, because it's manually. You will see how we cut, how we measure, how we take the new part, how we fit it, and you know, we like to show all the process. So yeah, let's continue. Now we're gonna continue with the front and continue cutting all the parts, because we also gonna change this one. And yeah, let's continue.
Ella tiene el trozo largo aquí. Yo voy a para que abra todo la forma. Mira, eso se doblaba aquí adentro, eso se hace la plano.
Hey, if you have arrived here, please give us a like and subscribe. Bye. Super.
Necesitamos que lo otro se
Vale. So, here we are. We have the left side of the car, the lateral change. We have all aligned with, for example, come and follow me with the rear bonnet, as we were now talking about that. This is, well, it's not welded yet, so now it's just with some screws to know where we are, but at least we know that we have all the line going in straight, so we don't have, you know, this curve or one higher, one lower, so we know that we are in the correct procedure. In the front one, the same, so we have everything aligned, that we obviously we need to work a little bit, but it's now on place. And let me show you that. It's out. So we have the front of the Duetto already out. We're getting ready to fit the new wing, which I will show you now. So from that, you can throw it away and let's fit the new one. So here you have, this is the front new one that we will adjust, set up in the front. So now slightly, you know, little by little, we're gonna adjust it inside. So yeah, to continue and see the process, let's continue working on that.
Doblar aquí, sí. Tiene canto aquí. Está por lo menos en la base. Y se dobla aquí. No, hay dos. Nada, aquí sí. ¿No lleva ese coche?
No.
Ah, no, no. No viene con la bala esa.
Hey, if you have arrived here, please give us a like and subscribe. Bye.
este lado. Dos.
Aquí hay 8. Sí.
Bueno,
Uno y aquí.
aquí está. Está blanco negro, ¿no? Negro, eso blanco es de negro y así de fácil. Ese es más. Ya está. Ya lo tengo bien.
So, really happy as always because we are doing what we really like and what we really enjoy. Removing the last part as we were squaring, let's say, the front, because this is a quite difficult part as you have a fender, you have a front top, rear bottom top, the hood. So to adjust and align all these lines, it's quite difficult, let's say. So we are using these bolts, well, actually just to adjust and see where we are. Now, as we have all straight, you have seen that I have removed the right fender. So what we're gonna do is continuing removing all the welding spots that this original fender was welded in. And yeah, so removing all this will be out as we have the brand new one in there. And yeah, last part. So let's continue and let's fit that on the car.
Pues aquí.
Es hierro, que tiene posesión.
Cuatro.
Para así.
Hey, if you have arrived until here, please give us a like and follow us. Bye!
me falta tiempo, me faltan horas.
¿Está aquí? ¿Se echa con pelos en fuego?
Sí.
Eso va por ahí. Acá el muevo abajo ya tengo cerrado todo.
Vale.
Toda esta zona. Menos por aquí. Aquí tampoco podemos hacer esto. Y es que sale para abajo. Ya sé. Cuidado con el nombre de chasis. Ya no vas a tocar. No, ya. Vale. Venga.
So we have everything ready. Cario is ready to get sandblasted. So really excited on how it's gonna be, how it's gonna finish, and yeah, so let's see how it ends.